looks good. I've got liquidity marked up here already, so don't need to mark that up. But you guys can see from this big candle right here, this is a CPI candle. Huge spike
If you want to build an app
right
and have no
there.
idea how to code or where to start,
Uh, all right, cool. So we'll see what happens here when market opens up. We got this huge bullish push to the upside. Looking at the daily outlook for the day, it is overall neutral to bullish with medium conviction. Fundamentals lean bullish after softer CPI, tariff truce with China, and high rate cuts odds. So we'll see. Technicals are neutral to slightly bearish with price capped under key resistance. This is mixed calls for cautious bullish stance. Bias to the upside, but confirmation needed for key breakout levels. So with that being said, looking over here at the overall trend, it's currently pretty mixed right now. The 1 minute was bullish. It's shifting to bearish now. 5 minutes still bullish. 15 minutes bullish. 30 minute is bullish neutral. 1 hour is still bearish neutral and 4 hours bearish. So the lower time frames are somewhat bullish neutral and the higher time frames are more of a bearish neutral. So with that being said, it's pretty mixed. Looking over here at the overall market structure bias, it's more on the bullish side. The 1 minute is neutral, 5 minutes bullish, 5 minute, 15 minutes bullish, 30 minutes neutral, 1 hour is bullish, and the 4 hours bearish. So that being said, you guys can see that the biases are kind of all over the place. So we'll see what happens here in a few moments, once market opens up in the next 6 minutes, and then we'll take it from there. Let's see. Yeah, not really much here to work with. So we'll kind of see what happens here in a few. So the breakout yesterday hit for that new breakout that I'm kind of testing a little bit over here. That one hit over there. Looks like we're gonna have a buy here for that breakout. We'll see. Huge spike here because of that CPI candle. 24. So we'll check that out shortly once market opens up. 6:25 right now, guys. We have 5 minutes till open. The volatility right now is pretty flat compared to how it moved earlier here. Let's see, the CPI news candle pushed up about 174 points. Huge spike to the upside right there. Hey, David, morning. Yeah, huge spike to the upside right there. Retracement back down, and we'll see where this takes us from there. It's probably gonna take a while. Morning, Karen. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. Good morning, guys. It is 6:24 right now, guys. 6:26. It's market opening up in about 4 minutes. Once we get closer to 6:30, I'll be able to identify the direction of the momentum breakout for those of you who are looking to take it. Um, it's probably gonna be bullish, but we'll see. All right, we're gonna hang out for another couple minutes here until the market opens up, and then we'll look for some possible entries. Hopefully today's going to be a lot more directional than it was previously, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. All right, guys, 6:28. We got about 2 minutes till market open. We got 2 minutes till market open. Direction for the breakout today is looking like it's going to be a buy if you guys are looking to take the momentum breakout. So we'll see what happens in this next candle, but if it doesn't turn red and doesn't provide a sell signal, then it's obviously going to be a buy here. All right, guys, market opening up in about a minute. So it looks like the momentum breakout for today is going to be a buy if anybody's looking to take that specific entry. I'll be looking for the orb once market pushes out about 2 minutes. And then we'll be looking for some possible scalps along the way as well. So, all right, guys, here we go. Markets open up in less than a minute. Structure marked up here. Another one right here. All right, we got market opening up in about 20 seconds. Market opening up shortly. Direction for the momentum breakout is going to be a buy. We'll be looking for possible orbs here as price pushes through this area, and then we'll look for some continuation from there. All right, market is now open. So market is now open. Price is pushing up right here. So it looks like the momentum breakout already hit right there for 50 points. Almost. It's pushing through. Clean this up a little bit. Yeah, price pushing up a little bit here as price continues to climb. Overall direction right now with the market structure is currently bullish. The 1 minute's neutral, 5 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour is bullish, and the 4 hour is bearish. So looks like we might be looking for a buy here for the orb. Looks like you might have the orb high right there, orb low right there. We'll be looking. Volatility is really low right now, surprisingly. It's kind of expecting more of a volatile push here, but it's not looking like it. I was hoping because of the CPI data, it would have been a big push here on open, but it's not. So it looks like the orb here is starting to set up, guys. If this is the case, orb is going to set up right here. I'm probably going to be looking for a buy here if we do get it. So I'll be looking for price break and close above the 44,293, 44,293 for a buy because my overall market structure bias is bullish. Trend is bullish. A lot of confirmations here pointing to the upside. If price drops below this point, you can still have the orb here for a sell, but for me personally, I'm not really looking for sells here. I'm mainly looking for buys. So I'll be looking for price to break above 44,293 right here. If price breaks and closes past this level, I'll be looking to put my pending order right there. 44,293. It's gotta for sure close above that area though. If it doesn't for sure close above that area, I'm not gonna put it, and I'll just be waiting for the next opportunity. So we got this candle closing in about 20 seconds. Again, it for sure has to close above 93. Yeah, 5 seconds. If it pushes past this 40 point, then I'm going to cancel it. But I'll be placing my pending order here for time being.
Order submitted.
So I got my pending order waiting
Order.
right there for the orb.
Order submitted.
So, all right, I'll be waiting for this to fill. If this here pushes past this area before it fills, then I'm going to be canceling it. So the
Order
orb is now
filled.
filled right there. It's currently running. Let's see where that 30-point mark is. 30 points is going to be right here. So if it reaches this point, my stop loss is going to be moved in profit to 10 points, and then we'll go from there. So I'm in profit about 15, 16 points right now, 26 points. We're getting up to that 30 point right there. Once we get to that 30 point, my stop loss will get moved up. All right, stop loss is moved in profit. I'm in profit about 10 points guaranteed. I'll be shooting for that 40. It's almost there. Overall, market structure here is very bullish, so I'm going to be waiting for it to push up higher. My stop loss is in profit at 10 points, so whatever happens here, I'm either going to hit my 40 or I'm going to hit the 10. So let's get that further push up there, just a little further so I can get a little higher and get out of this. So I'm holding it to 40 on my way up right there in profit, 1,900, almost at my target right there. Clean up this lower high.
Target filled.
Target filled out right there at
Target filled.
target filled amount. There you go, guys. Nice profit right there. Full TP on the orb, 40 points, 1 to 2. Easy move right there. Look for that break, retest, straight up in profit, easy win. There we go, guys. Full TP right there, easy money. Easy money. Yeah, CJ said that was really smooth. This is the best kind of orb that you can get, right? No drawdown, literally straight into profit, full TP, great trade. Yeah, nice work, Christian got it. Nice work, Christian. CJ got it. Glenn got it. Glenn said great trade. Christian locked into 600. Nice work. Lila got it. Solid work, guys. All right, glad to see that. We'll continue looking for more entries here. You guys can see everything here lined up perfect. Buy entry. Overall direction of market structure was bullish. Overall direction of trend was bullish. Easy trade right there, guys. So let's keep going. And Daniel got it as well. Nice work. Yeah, Daniel said got it. Nice trade. So this is the beauty of having all of these confluences, right? I paid a lot for this tool right here just to be able to identify the overall direction of market structure, and it's paid off, right? Pretty much paid off for that tool with one trade right there. Um, okay, so I'll take a screenshot of my profits. Locked in about $1,000 on my personal, and then I locked in some pretty good profit overall, and you guys will see here shortly. So great work right there, guys. Full CP on the orb. See, and the thing is, I protected my position too. Once I hit the 30 points, I went straight through and hit it. All right, let me get that for you real quick, Chris. All right, guys. So looks like we are good right here. And Chris, it looks like you just got in. I'm not sure if you got that orb there, Chris, but the orb just went for full TP right there. Kyle got it, Ben got it. Great work, guys. So here is I'll download the profits right here real quick. I know I literally just saw your message, Chris. I hope you got the trade still. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm glad you got it, Chris. All right, guys, so we'll keep looking for possible opportunities here. I will screenshot my profit shortly. We have a possible high-low break and retest setting up over here in a few. Yeah, so we'll keep looking for opportunities right here. We have a possible high-low break and retest setting up right here at the, actually, no, sorry, take that back. We have a new lower high here, so that's not going to be a high-low break and retest. This could be a high-low scalp if anybody's looking to take it. I'll keep looking for the next opportunities here as price continues to move along. This could be a possible sweep, but I wouldn't go against the trend here. The trend's actually pretty strong for a buy, so I wouldn't go against it. If anything, I'll look for sweeps from the bottom side. I'll look for price to maybe, break and retest this area, or if it comes down lower, sweep from down here. I wouldn't take any upper sweeps. If you guys want to take them, feel free, but I personally wouldn't recommend it. So anyways, let me take a screenshot of my profits here. So I start to increase my risk a little bit more, not a lot, but just a little bit more, since it seems like we're maybe getting like one trade per day. Um, or two trades per day, not three. So you'll see my profits are a little bit higher because I did increase my risk just a little bit, not a crazy amount, but just enough to make it make sense. And then I'll update my trader sync in a bit too. All right, so we'll continue looking for opportunities right here, guys. There's nothing to take right now at this very moment. Price is pushing up. Looks like it's having trouble getting past this area. We do have the sessions up here at New York high, so if price does push up higher, you might get some manipulation around this point, which is kind of what's happening. Price is slowing down right here, and it might get manipulated once it gets to this green line here, which is the New York high. The overall market structure is still very bullish, so buys are still favorable right now. Looking over here at the overall trend, still bullish right here on the shorter time frames as well. 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, you can see here that price is above the pivots. The trend meter is green. Pivots are angling up. Divergence is swinging to the upside as well. So buys here do look good overall. Looking over here on the higher time frames, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. 30 minute and 1 hour are somewhat bullish right now, and the 4 hour is still bearish. So um, we'll kind of just play by ear. You can see here price is starting to swing back down. Again, if you wanted to take the sweep there, you could have taken it at your own risk. Like I said, you're going against a very strong trend, so I personally wouldn't go against it. But if you did want to take it there, a nice sweep to the downside for a quick profit. So now let's see what happens here. Daniel said, "Damn, finally passed three accounts. Took me a while to break the cycle again. Nice work, Daniel. So congrats to Daniel here. He just passed three more accounts, and he's back in his funded phase." Paul said, "I'm considering trying this again if I get a remote job as an accountant, but that will be in a year. I'm much more calm than I used to be, and I learned that I need to be more conservative." Yeah, no, definitely, Paul. I mean, whenever you're ready, we'll be here. So doesn't matter, or whenever you feel ready, we'll be here. So whenever you're ready to come back to trading. I mean, meanwhile, you can just hang out here on the YouTube streams, of course. But yeah, whenever you're back to hop into it, we'd love to have you back with the group. So here are my profits right here, guys. As you guys can see, locked in a ton of profits here. So there's my profits right there. Locked in 1,000 on my main account, 2,400 on this account, 800 on these, 2,400 on all of these down here, 2,400 on these, 1,000 across all of these, 600, 1,200. So pretty big win right there for that orb. Like I said, you guys just got to stick to what works, right? You don't need to take a ton of trades per week or per day. I mean, if you take like a few trades per week and they're all wins, it's going to be worth your while versus having to like, you know, go back and forth. It's a vicious cycle going back and forth break even. If you take a lot of trades in overtrade or revenge trade, but if you just wait for those perfect entries, they'll come to you. You just got to be patient and wait for them. Yeah, exactly. Daniel said definitely a long-term game. Once you guys realize that that's the key there, it's really just risk management and not taking so many trades. focusing on the very high quality trades, you're going to be very profitable. Like that's how I am right now. Let me now that we have this all set up, I'm going to go and update my trader sync. So my trader sync right now, I'm currently up this much, and I'll be up a bit more right now as I update everything. So I'm going to go and update my trader sync right now. It takes a while to update, so I'm just going to let it run in the background. All right, while that updates, let's see what else we got here. So let's see, visual said it's going to sweep 44,414, then drop. 44,414. Okay, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it lines up with my London high right here. So I could see that happening. Looks like price here might just range for a bit. I mean, the overall direction is still very bullish, so price can push up to that 44,114 or 44,414. Mine is 44,413 because that's where my sessions is at. But yeah, it can reach higher from there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. All right, let me update my trader sync one more time. We have no entries here, so there's nothing to take. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Looks like we had that sweep right there off this lower high. Huge spike to the downside. Um, yeah, it's a huge spike right there. So yeah, there goes the sweep. Price has come down to this lower low right here. This could be another sweep. Ideally, this is a sweep that I would have gone for because it's swinging back up. There's just no confluences around this area, so we don't have any like structure or anything for it to bounce off of. So I wouldn't necessarily consider it like, super great sweep, but it's a sweep nonetheless. I'm gonna clean this up right here. Take that off. Structure's still up there. Looks like we're starting to get a new structure down here. If it closes, I'll mark it up. But there's nothing here that I'm looking for specifically. Ideally, I'm still looking for buys because my overall trend over here and my overall direction is still bullish. So my overall market structure is still bullish here. 1 minute's neutral, but the 5, 15, 30, 1 hour all bullish. 4 hour here is currently bearish. So we'll see. Anyways, here are the profits from people here in the group. If you guys have more profits to share, feel free to send them in. Um, yeah, feel free to send them in. Yeah, Christian said both trade managers are proud of you, Sean. They're gonna go easy on you from now on. Cody almost made it to work today. He got up, he looked at his office chair, and he was just like, nah, and he went back to sleep. But anyways, oh, there you go. Full TP on that sweep right there. So like I said, I would go for buys here. I wouldn't necessarily take the sell sweeps because they're very tricky, but everything here is still very bullish, right? So you can see where your price came down and swept off this lower low. I wouldn't necessarily have taken that trade there, but you can see it still works pretty smoothly. So let's move over to the team profits over here. So we got a couple people's profits. We got Christian's profits right here. Let's see. This is Christian's profits right there. Christian locked in 600 for the day. Nice work, Christian. And then we have Steven over here. Steven locked in 560 for the day. Nice work, Steven. So that's a big win right there for you, Steven. So the other day over here, you locked in 600, and this one you locked in 560. So great work right there. Yeah, nice work, Steven. 560 for the day. All right, great profit there. I mean, that's your goal. I think you're done for the day, right, Steven? Typically just get in and out, try to get that orb in, and then call it a day. We got some more profits here from Kip. Let's see what Kip did for the day. Nice work, Kip. You killed it. Yeah, 2,980. Great work right there, Kip. Yeah, it's really nice to just get a nice one and done like that, right? That's why I kind of increased my risk a little bit on that trade because I'm really aiming to take like one or two trades per day. So, and we're doing a 1 to 2, so like my risk is half of this while making double. So great profits right there. So we got some more over here as well from Chris. Wow, Chris, you had a crazy day today. I don't think I've seen you lock in this much profit in like one shot in a while. So nice work over here. Chris's profits. Yeah, everybody here killed it today. I'm glad to see you guys here killing it because you know it takes a lot of patience to wait for these types of trades to come up. And Chris over here locked in about 600, 750 per account. So some accounts 600, the others 750 per account. So great work right there, Chris. All right, so we're still looking for opportunities here, guys. Don't worry, we're not done trading yet. Not anywhere near it. We're just waiting for price to swing back up if possible. We're in this really big range right now where price is kind of going back and forth between this area. See, the thing with the bias here, another th reason why I looked forward to taking the bias here is because the CPI data was very bullish, right? So with it being bullish right here, I was expecting price to do that. Push up, retrace, continuation back to the upside, fill this gap basically. And that's exactly what happened here as price pushed up higher. I'm looking for price to now break above this area and continue up higher from here. Doesn't necessarily have to happen, but the overall market structure is still very bullish, right? So that's why for me, I'm looking for buys here. Looking for buys if possible. It looks like there may be an attempt for a change of structure here or change of character, but it hasn't really confirmed yet because price is still sitting around this range. So unless price starts to drop lower from here and drops even lower and lower, then we might have a change of character. Otherwise, if it's not the case, price may just continue climbing up higher and higher from here, right? So we'll see. Price again is retesting this lower low. We have another lower low down here. We have this higher high right here. And we'll see where this ends up taking us. But there's nothing here right now at this very moment. But yeah, great work, guys. Super proud of everybody here who locked in all this profit for the day, or he was able to stay consistent and patient, you know, throughout this rough market. Because the past couple of weeks have been pretty rough, right? I haven't taken any like bad trades, but it was rough because we had to like really, you know, test our discipline and consistency during those weeks. Let me check my trader sync if it's done yet. Okay, so I think it is done. Okay, today's a huge day, guys. I just saw the number here. You guys are gonna see it. Let me move this over real quick. So here is my trader sync. I just synced up my positions for the day. So right here, you can see I locked in 65,000 for the day. So I just took one trade this week so far. I'm up 65,000 for the week. I'm up 124,300 for the month. And then for the year so far, I am currently up 706,530. Huge, huge push right here. You guys can see my consistency here is really paying off because I didn't take many trades for this week or last week or for this month in general, but you can see here that it's really starting to pay off because I'm putting on a little more risk and then I added on a couple more accounts here as well. So it's looking great. I mean, I just got to stay consistent, got to stick to the game plan. Like I said, you don't have to take a million trades. You can just take one trade and still be good. You just got to make sure that you're allocating your risk properly. So that's crazy. I wasn't expecting that number there, but definitely not complaining. So we'll keep looking for another opportunity here, guys. I'm not done trading, but it just goes to show if you guys can stay consistent and stick to the game plan, it'll all follow through. So again, I'm still looking for buys here. My overall market structure bias is very bullish, so I'm not really looking for sells here. My overall trend here is also bullish. So unless price breaks above this area, I'm not really looking to take anything. I don't really want to be trading right here down the middle. Not so much. Yeah, I'm glad we're out of this rut, guys, because we were in a rut earlier, right? When the tariff news first came out, you can see over here all my stats from like earlier this year. We did really good from January up until April, and then we kind of went in a sideways, break even for a couple months, basically from April up until July. So April, May, June, July, I was just back and forth. Had some wins, had some losses, had some wins, had some losses. And then July over here, I started to pick right back up. So right here, late June, I started picking up. Had a small loss here on July 1st, and then it started to push higher and higher and higher. And you can see every day here, these are my profits as they increased. And now I'm all the way up here for today. This doesn't even include all my accounts. I actually made more than this, but this is only my personal accounts and then my Apex. So yeah, I didn't include my Tradeify. I didn't include my Perdia. I didn't include my other ones. So it's a little bit more than that. It's great. All right, nothing here yet. We got price pushing up again. I'm looking for price to push above this area for me to take some buys. Playing it patient. Just gonna be waiting for opportunities here to present themselves. All right, so like I said, it's just a waiting game here. It's just a waiting game until price pushes up higher. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, if you guys are just joining in, so if you guys are just joining in, guys, there was three entries that came up today. We had the momentum breakout, which hit over here for 100 points. So momentum breakout right there for 100 points, which hit earlier this morning. The orb entry right here, which hit for 40 points, which is what I took this morning with you guys. And then we had a couple of scalps here. We had a liquidity sweep from up here, liquidity sweep from down here. And we're looking for more buys here as price pushes up higher. Here are my profits for the day if you guys have not seen them. So this is what I locked in for the day. All of these profits right here. All of these profits right here. So a portion of that is totaled to 65,000 for the day. Just one trade across multiple accounts. That's what I locked in. And then if you look over here at our team profits, you can see everyone's profits over here as well. Chris's profits, Kip's, Steven, and Christian's. So pretty solid day overall. It's one trade. Hoping we can get another one. If we can double up on this, that'd be great. If we get a high-low break and retest up here. The only problem with the high-low break and retest is that we're going to be at the sessions. So it's going to be a little tricky, guys, for me to take any more entries up here because we have a red flag right here, New York high, and then we have another red flag right here, which is the London high. So I really need price to push above this area for me to take some buys, around here. It's kind of where I'm going to be at. I don't really want to trade right here down below because there's so many red flags around this area. So we'll see. Again, we got price kind of just ranging around this middle area right here. If this is the case and this lower high gets established, then we might have opportunity right here for a possible high-low break and retest right there. Only problem again is if you take the entry from this point, you might still get caught in that red flag. I think we might be able to survive it here, but it's still going to be a little tricky. Yeah, just a little tricky right there still. Kip said I'm off to clinic. Won't make nearly as much there as I did today. One and done. Definitely. Nice work, Kip. Yeah, good seeing you and good to see you back here in the chat, bro. We'll see you here tomorrow. Yeah, it's always good to see everyone killing it. Those one and dones are like the best feeling though, especially because we're doing a 1 to 2 now. It's you're basically making double profit on that one trade, with half the risk. All right, we don't really have much going on here. Price is just going back and forth, back and forth. We're now just waiting for price to push above. That's really the key thing here. Just waiting for that to push up higher. All right, let's see. I'm gonna save this right here real quick so I can send it to myself. All right, guys. So if you guys are looking to take an entry here, the first opportunity that may come up is going to be a high-low break and retest off this 44 334. It's going to be a little tricky because as it pushes up higher, it's going to have to reach the sessions up there. The good thing about this is that I mean, there's a bunch of liquidity sitting here. So if price does push up higher, it's likely to push, retest, and grab liquidity up there. So ideally, it's kind of what might play through here if it does push up higher. Thing is, I'm going to watch price action here because I don't like trading in a range. And price is obviously ranging here right now, right? I want to see price moving directional. So I want price to push up, retest, push up higher, retest, push up higher from there. I don't want price to like go back and forth like it's doing right now. This is not the ideal market structure to take directional entries in, right? In this type of market, be looking to take possibly sweeps, but I would be looking for sweeps from the downside. Okay, so this high over here is no longer going to be valid, guys. We have a new high here that's starting to establish. So if this one here gets established, then you no longer use this level right here. It's going to be whatever's most recent. The reason why we use the most recent ones is because we want to see that break and retest and continuation, right? We don't want to see this where it's going back and forth, back and forth. All right, we got price kind of just sitting here now, guys. Again, if price pushes up past this area, there could be a possible high-low break and retest right here for anybody who's looking to take it. Only problem here is that we do have a new lower high. So if this here becomes established, can't be using this level here anymore. This is going to be the new level. So keep looking over here. For those of you who are looking to get into this position. All right, so price is breaking past it right here. I don't like the price action. Let's see how it's pulling right back below. This for sure has to close above. So if it goes back and forth like that, no entry. Yeah, I'm probably going to hold off on this one here because I don't like how the price action here is kind of pulling back like that. If you guys want to take it, your pending order will be right here at 44 334. I don't know if it'll fill because it's pretty high up now. If it doesn't fill on this candle, then it needs to be canceled. It's got to fill on this candle right here. So I would cancel it now, guys. Price already pushed past the target area and it never filled right here. So this high-low break and retest, no fill, but the analysis did exactly what we were looking for, right? It did exactly what I said. I said there's liquidity sitting up here, so it's probably going to push up and grab liquidity, which it did. So if you guys took this as a high-low scalp, you probably would have gotten into that there, but the break and retest never actually filled because price never came back to this level here at 44. 334. The good thing is the analysis played out, right? So it did exactly what we expected it to do, which is great. no fill there, but it did go in our direction, and analysis is still pretty spot on right there. So the high-low scalp did break and hit right here. This candle broke and closed past this lower high. We had a buy signal right here. Overall market structure was bullish. So if you guys wanted to take that as a high-low scalp, or if you wanted to take this as an MPSV2, you could have taken that as well. So a lot of opportunities right there. Two different strategies on one candle right there. And price obviously blasted right through. So nice work to you guys who caught that. I didn't get anything there, so nothing for me to share, but I'm still pretty satisfied with my performance for the day so far. So again, if you guys are just joining in, we got a lot of entries here come up. We had a sweep, MPSV2, high-low scalp, momentum breakout right here for 100 points, and then orb entry over here for 40 points. So everything is hit for the day so far. It's been a great day so far overall, especially with this confluence in market structure that we've been looking at. So yeah, it's been pretty solid, guys. Now we wait again. Wait for this to possibly retrace and continue up higher from there. All right. So we got price pushed up right here, guys. There's nothing here to take at the moment. If you guys do want to take an entry, I mean, you guys can continue following. But like I said, I don't really want to take trades up here unless it meets my criteria. We have price breaking past the sessions. We have price breaking past liquidity over here. I wouldn't take this for any sweeps because there's no confluences around these areas. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. But we do have a new high here starting to establish. And if that's the case, I'll be looking for price here to establish the high, retrace, establish a low, push back up, break and retest, continue up higher from there. So I'll be looking for opportunities here. We just don't have anything here yet. We do have more liquidity sitting up here, so there is room for price to push up higher. There's liquidity right there, liquidity right there. So we're not done with this push to the upside. It's just not getting in when price is overextended, of course. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for opportunities here as price continues to move along. See if I got into these positions. All right. When I get into Cisco over here, I'm gonna check some stuff out real quick, guys. I'm trying to get into these stocks for today. Low point. Try to get in at 50. I got earnings tomorrow, so I gotta put in my earnings positions here. Hopefully I get them filled. I'm gonna be buying into Cisco at 70.50. And then AMAT, I'm gonna try to, it's just so high. And then AMAT, I'm gonna try to get in at trying to get in at 82. It's not looking like that's gonna happen today. 85 might be the move. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to get in at with both these stocks guys that have earnings on Thursday, I believe. So I'm trying to get in at 185 over here for AMAT, and then for Cisco, I'm trying to get in right here at 70.50. This is my watch list for my earnings this week. I try to get into at least like two or three entries for the week for earnings, lock in a couple $1,000 and just keep compounding the account. It's for my investment account, so I don't really touch it. I just make profit and then I leave it as is. Let's see. Lila's asking, can you please tell us if you're going to take the higher liquidity? I'm not looking to take any liquidity up here, Lila, because the thing is, it's so very bullish, so it doesn't make sense for us to take any liquidity suits from this upper area. I'll let you know if I do, but I won't be taking anything here, at least not yet. The only thing that I'll be looking for right now is really going to be a high-low break and retest. So if we do get this higher high right here, so if this here establishes and then we get a new low, price breaks above here and retest it, I'll be looking to take that. That's probably going to be the closest thing that I'll be looking to take. Not really looking to take any sweeps here, obviously because there's sweeps up here, but there's no confluences for structure. So yeah, I'll let you know. I'll definitely keep you guys updated if I'm taking anything. Not really looking here for anything at the moment, but it will be a buy, of course, if I do take anything. So. Yeah, everything's still looking very bullish. So overall market structure here is bullish. 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour. Everything's bullish here, either bullish or strong bullish. Looking over here at the overall trend, 1 minute's bullish, 5 minutes bullish, 15 minutes bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 1 hour is bullish, and the 4 hour here is shifting to bullish as well. So you have a very strong bullish trend across the board, across all time frames. Strong bullish overall trend, strong overall bullish market structure. Um, Strong overall bullish, just in general. Everything's pointing towards the upside, so we'll see. We'll see what happens here. All right, we do have that low established. So this could start to set up for a possible high-low break and retest, guys. Only problem here, again, like I mentioned, is I don't want it to be going back and forth like this, right? Ideally, I don't want it to be going back and forth like this. All right, so let's see what happens here. We have that low established. We're not really established, but we do have a low there that's pending. The high is established though. So we have price pushing right now. We'll see if the volatility keeps up. If it doesn't, then, like I said, I'm not forcing anything here. No need to force anything at all. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Nothing to take here right now, so we're kind of just taking it easy for the most part. All right, so volatility has pretty much died down, as you guys can see. Price did not break and close past that higher high, so there's no high-low breaking retest at that point. I mean, it's kind of doing what we just talked about. Like I said, if the volatility here dies down, I'm not going to be chasing any of these trades. I need the volatility to be up, and I need the price action to be solid. If the trade doesn't set up, then there's no need to force anything, guys. Just be patient, wait for the trade to come to you. I mean, this here could still push up higher. Looks like we're getting that right now. So right here, price is pushing up. If price breaks past this higher high, it's at 44,499. This could be a possible high-low break and retest. Again, I need enough volatility and confirmation here for me to take this, though. I'm not just going to look to take this for whatever random reason. I need this here to actually close, allow for price to push up, retrace, and continue up higher from there. So I'm going to be watching this candle here. This is a possible entry here for a high-low break and retest. If the volatility doesn't pick up, then no entry there. I'm not going to take it if it barely closes above the higher high. So right now I'm not really liking the price action. The volatility here is very low. Yeah, here what I'm worried about is at the last second this thing's going to pull below the higher high right here, and I'm not going to be able to I'm going to get into a position that shouldn't be there. So 44,499. I think I'm going to sit out of this, guys. I don't like how price is pulling back and forth like that. All right, so what you're looking for here is for this to fill on this very candle, guys. If it doesn't fill on this candle, no entry. I'll watch it with you guys. I'm not going to FOMO into it. I already said I wasn't going to take it. So, because I'm not fully confident about this position here, I'm just going to sit out on it. Again, this has to fill on this candle. If it doesn't fill on this one, it's completely fine. Just wait for the next one. So you're waiting for this here to fill, and it is now filled. I'm not in this position here. I already made the decision not to take it. Obviously I wouldn't fade the position here. I would like it to still hit. So I'll watch for this here to push up higher. And it's pushing up higher right there. I'll put a line over here at the 30-point mark. So trade's currently running. The volatility is a bit low. Once price reaches the 30 points right here, I do highly recommend you move your stop loss in profit. You don't have to, but I would guarantee 10 points and then shoot for the 40. But again, see how the volatility here is very low. The confluences are there though. The confluences are there, so the buy here does look like a good trade. It's just the volatility here is so flat that you might be stuck holding on to this position for a while before it actually pushes up. So position's running right there. It's looking great. I do think it'll hit. It's just a matter of time until it does. Nick is asking if I ever use order blocks as confluence. Yeah, I do. I use order blocks to identify pushes away from that area. So it looks like I dodged a bullet right here, right? This entry. Yeah, good thing I skipped that entry there. I had a feeling this was going to happen because you guys can see here how the volatility was very low. And then all of a sudden you got a random spike of volatility, right? What I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to really climb up. See how this one over here hit pretty nicely? This here is a nice push up, retrace, push up higher, retrace, push up higher, right? For this one over here, it wasn't really pushing up like that. It's kind of going back and forth between this area. So I already saw the price action here and I already knew this was probably going to happen. That's why I decided not to take the position because the candles here were very strong. You want to have a very strong push up, retrace, push up from there. That's typically what you want. You don't want price to be doing this back and forth, and then you're looking for price to break and close above it like that. This here just would not play. Well, it plays out every so often, but it doesn't usually play out very nicely, especially if you're stuck in a ranging market. Because if price is ranging and your stop loss is really tight, it's not going to be too helpful. But yeah, Nick, going back to your question, I do use order blocks as a form of confluence for the most part. I don't have any order. Well, actually, I do have some order blocks right here. There's one right here, it looks like. So there's an order block here. I don't really consider it order blocks. For me personally, I just consider it like structure or support. Same with like supply and demand, right? I don't really like to consider supply and demand really like supply and demand. I usually just call it like structure or support resistance. So yeah, I do identify the order blocks. I could just see order blocks right here right now. There's another one down here too. You can see that big bullish push right there, right? Yeah. So looking at this so far, I do have the order blocks here marked up. And I do use them as a confluence. So I like to see price kind of push away from it and then confirm the continuation. So this right here was actually a pretty good setup if you're looking at confluences overall in general, because it did bounce off the order block right here. It broke structure, retested completely, and then it came right back down. The only downside here or thing that I'd be worried about would be the range, right? So even though we do have an order block here, I do think that because we're in this range, it does make things a lot more difficult to look for smooth entries. So this was more of a sweep rather than a continuation. So price swept right here off this higher high. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I mean, I still wouldn't take any sweeps in the opposite direction. Yeah, Nick said, okay, thanks. I've been observing them for a couple of days. Yeah, I mean, they're useful. Brock uses them as confluence. That's what he uses for the MPS V2s. I mean, I personally don't care what they're called or like what they're I mean, confluences are confluences in general, right? Like all I see them as is price structure, price bouncing off structure. Keep it as simple as possible. You know, the thing is people like to overcomplicate things and call things like specific names and stuff like that. It doesn't make a difference. You call it support resistance, you call it supply and demand, you call it order block. You're still looking for the same thing, right? If you ask someone the same question, like what are you using the order block for? And they'll tell you, I'm looking for the bounce, right? So what's the difference between that being called an order block and that be calling a support? Right? What are you looking for with the sport? Balance, same shit. It's like people try to make things super overcomplicated. Um, when you're looking for the same thing, you're looking for a balance off that structure. So for me, I just keep it simple. I would just call it structure in general. Yeah, Nick said I was looking at that yesterday. There was a couple order blocks that coincided with the momentum for MPS V2. Yeah, that's exactly what Barak does. So that's the main thing that Barak looks for. I try to look for the same thing even for like for orb entries, right? I mean, it's the same thing. Like the orb is basically it's not an order block, but it's basically a support level. Like for example, that's what I used it for here. We look for price to break past the structure and then retest it and then it bounced from there. So yeah, it is I mean, as long as you use it to make profit, that's the key thing, right? If you're using it properly. But yeah, so this is I guess this would be considered an order block because you can see our price pushed off from this point here. Same with this right here. I had the order block right here for a sell. But you can see that they don't always work as market structure balances. A lot of times it'll break through it. Like we have the order block right here set up right there, and blasted right through right here. Yeah, next I use it for the orb entry today at 9:05. Yeah, definitely. I don't have it marked up here anymore, I don't think, but I do remember I had a structure that was marked up around here. For me, I just see it as support. Like you can see over here, usually or see like whenever I mark them up, I usually mark them up the higher highs or lower lows, or it doesn't have to be a higher high or lower low, but basically at a high low. I look for price to turn at those points. The only thing that I would say would be different would be like fair value gaps, right? Fair value gaps are different because you identify gaps where price kind of spikes from a direction. That's different compared to order blocks, supply and demand, and support and resistance. I feel like those fall in the same family. Supply and demand, support and resistance, order blocks, those kind of fall in the same family as areas of rejection where price kind of establishes a higher low and it bounces from there. But fair value gaps, inverted fair value gaps, whatever other confusing names there are out there, those are slightly different because a lot of people don't mark them. I don't think you're even supposed to mark them from the highs or the lows. A lot of people mark them from the following candle. So for me right here, if you're looking at fair value gaps, you can kind of see like I would consider like this right here from this point to this point. It's not established at any high lows. It's kind of in the middle of the candle there. All right, price broke up right here. Looks like another high low break and retest. Again, I don't like the market movement here. Price action is not the best, so I'm not really looking to take anything here at the moment. But this is another high low break and retest right there. I still don't like that price is stuck within this range. Same fake out range that we got caught out in earlier. But all right, we'll keep looking, guys. Still no entries here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Again, if you guys are connection lost, that's typically going to be my cue to be a little more, even more careful in the market right now. Now that I'm getting some connection loss here. But again, if you guys are just joining in, we had quite a few entries which came up today. We had the momentum breakout for a full TP right there. We had a sweep, MPSV2, high-low scalp. We had the orb over here, which is what everybody took this morning. And we're still looking for more opportunities here for high-low break and retest. There's another high-low break and retest right here. But again, like I said, I don't feel comfortable taking any directional moves here with the current market conditions. Volatility here is kind of low, so it's not looking as great as I would like. So for the most part here, I'm kind of just sitting back, waiting for the market to pick up a little bit, which I don't think is going to happen because it's kind of late in the session already. It's about to be 7:30. All right, still nothing here to take right now at the moment. All right, guys, we have price still kind of going back and forth, like I said earlier. Not the best market conditions to be taking these directional trades. If you do want to take trades, again, the sweeps would probably be better in this type of market. Um, but I would only take sweeps from the bottom side. So price comes down, sweeps, and pushes it back up. All right, guys. Lots of consolidation right here. Lots of consolidation. All right, guys. Nothing here for me to take at the moment. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Like I said, there's a ton of consolidation here happening, so I'm not really looking to take any directional moves. In order for me to take some directional moves, I need some really consistent pushes to the upside. This right here looks like it was climbing up, but not really. Because if you were to just look at this from another perspective, it's really just going back and forth between this middle zone here. All right. Overall direction of market structure is still very bullish, but the volatility is not there. The ATR is at 24, so it's still moving. It's just the volatility is not very directional. So we're getting a back and forth volatility move here for consolidation range. And these candles are actually getting a lot smaller. So if I measure these candles here, it's about a 20, 23 point candle. So it lines up perfectly with the ATR. Thing is, the ATR is not below 20, so it's pretty decently high right now with regard to just candle size. Not directional volatility, but candle size in general. Overall trend here is still very bullish, but you guys can see it's kind of faded out a bit. The 1 minute here, if you look at this 1 minute from a bigger scale, you can see here that it's ranging pretty hard. And if you look over here on the 5 minute, you can see it's even more obvious, right? Candles are super small. They're just going sideways right there. It's starting to look like it here on the 15 minute as well. First, these most recent two candles, very small. So yeah, pretty steady. Pretty steady so far. Steady sideways move. Let's see here if it drops back down below. So we have price coming back below right here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, there's just not much here to look at. Like if you guys are just joining in, again, we had a couple entries come up. These are my current stats for the week and for the month and for the year so far. Currently up 65,000 for the day. Just one trade there for the orb. 124,300 for the month. And 706,530 for the year so far. It's crazy seeing these numbers because I think this is the first year where I've actually like showed you guys my complete stats from like January until the current date. Typically, I only show you guys like, or majority of people still show you guys just like, what they make for the day. If you guys don't have a journal, I do highly recommend you set a journal up because, I don't think I'd be this consistent without looking at my stats every single day. Like when I started screwing up right here around April, this is when I kind of had to wake up and, kind of put myself back in order because we did really good from January till April. And this over here kind of shook me up a bit. I was like, man, am I gonna make it out of this hole, right? And then I finally did right here when we got to July. And this kind of gives you the perseverance to understand that, trading is, there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days. As long as you can stay consistent to your trading plan, eventually it's gonna swing back in your direction. I've been applying just one type of strategy or two types of strategies all year. Breakouts, which was more recently, and directional entries. I squeeze in a couple sweeps here and there, but for the most part, I've been sticking to directional continuations and breakout entries. And it's been pretty good. Here, I'll put my playbook over here again for those of you who haven't seen it or don't remember it. This is my daily playbook. I'm basically looking at one directional strategy, which is the high-low break and retest limit order. If you want to take the market order, you can take an MPS V2. Sideways strategy, which is liquidity sweep or V1. I don't take these very much because I'm not very much of a sideways trader. And breakouts. 2-minute momentum orbs, which is what I take, or the momentum breakout. Both of these which hit today. So momentum orb over here, full TP for 40 points. And then the momentum breakout over here, full TP for 100 points. It's just up to your preference, whichever one you guys decide to apply. So yeah, pretty simple playbook, guys. I really just focus on like one or two strategies here and just rinse and repeat it. All right. Other than that, guys, we will continue on. $734 right now. We got price coming down. All right, we got price coming back down right here. It is retesting this support level, which is also an order block. Well, again, whichever you guys want to call it. Um, it's coming back and retesting this area right here. We'll see if it bounces from this point. So if you guys want to take a sweep, this would be a pretty good sweep area right here at 44,440. I'd probably base it off the ATR, so maybe 25.25. Or if you want to, take it further, you could do 25.50. Trail your stop loss at 25. So when it reaches 25, your stop loss gets automatically moved in profit to guarantee a 1-to-1, and then possibly aim for the 1-to-2 right there. We'll see if it actually comes down and fills it though. A lot of times it doesn't happen. Slow market's got me yawning. So I'm not in this position here, but if you guys want to take this as a sweep, again, like I said, this is a sweep level right here off this higher low. There's a lot of good confluences off this sweep because we do have, like I said, we have the support. We also have the order block here, and we have that higher low. The price is pushing up right there. It's sweeping up. If you want to go off the ATR is currently at 24, 25 right now, so that's what I set it to. If you guys want to go for a bigger move, feel free, but that's kind of what I have it set to right now. And there you go, full TP on the sweep, guys. Beautiful. They did exactly what I said was going to happen. I was kind of tempted to get into this one right here because, it looked pretty good. We had the confluences right there, and it played off that sweep perfectly. Yeah, it's a great sweep right there. All right, that sweep is done with. Full TP right there. See Simpson. All right. So nothing here yet so far. All right. So it is 7:40 right now, guys. We got 20 minutes till 8 o'clock. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. That sweep right there got filled, and we are now looking for the next opportunity. All right, we got price below this higher low. Go and mark new structure up here. Yeah, nothing here right now, guys. We have a new resistance here or order block. Again, whatever you guys want to call it. Same thing to me. It's just structure. So you guys can see here, this is where price has been ranging between this support and this resistance, or this order block and this order block. This order block is starting to get invalidated though. So that's the difference too between the order blocks, is that once they're invalidated, they're not useful, or you can't really use them again. If you treat it as a support, the support can turn into resistance. So that's why I like using support resistance versus other things, because typically they become, or they're like reusable. It just depends on how you analyze the structure. If you analyze it as something that's going to be mitigated, or if it's something that's going to be flat. All right, we got price pushing back up. Looks like there's a small fake out right here below the support. So small little fake out right here off the structure. Price broke below, lured in some sellers, and now it's pulling back into this middle range. There's a possible high-low break and retest right here. Again, it's not one of those that I'm looking to take because the volatility here is so low, and I don't really like trading in a sideways market like this. So this is a possible high-low break and retest. If price breaks and closes past this lower high, your pending order would be at 44,465. So almost there. Not quite, but almost there. Let's see. RH is asking, is there a resource showing how you mark out your charts? Yeah, if you go to the website. So if you're new here and you guys want to figure out like or understand like how I'm identifying these structures, how I'm identifying these entries and stuff like that, all my strategies, just go to the website. So the website, if you're on the YouTube, just scroll down. It's going to be in the description. So you can go right there where it says free Cody Kai trading education. That's going to take you to the website. You can sign up for the website. It's free. If you guys want to just go directly to the website, it's codykaitrades.com. Right here, there's a button that says click here for free access to our trading strategies and community. The course and my strategies and my explanations and everything, they're all completely free, guys. I don't really teach anymore. So I mean, I'm mainly focused on running the hedge fund, so I just trade like pretty much all my profits are from trading, really. Versus like I don't really try to sell a course or anything like that. My course is still available, it's there, it's free. So if you want to look at it and see how everything's done and my thought process and stuff like that, everything is listed there. I do mentor like one person per month, but it's not really like right now, it's not really open to the public. It's really if you know me or if I know you and you're a mutual friend, I'll mentor you, but I'm not really mentoring just random people in general because I'm more focused on pushing the hedge fund because I make more profits from the hedge fund, of course. You guys can see here my profits from today. Like I'd rather make profits from just trading than from mentoring people because like for today, I just took one trade, right? And I could lock in like a couple $1,000 here versus me having to mentor someone for like a whole year for like a fraction of that. So it's just less work for me. And that's why I don't really like teaching anymore. I'll still teach like for you guys here on the YouTube and on the Zoom. I'll still teach you guys, but I'm not really putting myself out there to like as an educator for futures trading because I make mo way more from just trading. I could just increase my contract size and make all my profits from trading. Like our community here has actually gotten a lot smaller, which is kind of crazy. If you guys traded with me like around like a lot of you guys here as well who have been around for a while, this community used to be really big back when I was trading Forex. When I was trading Forex, we had like 500 people to 1,000 people on the live streams. Now it's like down to like 20 people, which is fine because I don't really like sharing my strategies with the general public anyways. It's there, but I'm not necessarily pushing it. And there's nothing really special about what I'm doing either. I mean, it's just I'm able to stick to my game plan, right? I'm applying a high-low break and retest type strategy, but of course my tools here do help with confluence, like the momentum indicator, right? This is something that nobody else has because I created it. Um, and it's used as a confluence for the most part. I used to use it mainly for entry points, like to get into positions, but now I mainly use it as a confluence because I don't like entering for market entries. But yeah, RH, if you go to the website, it's going to show you how I mark up my structure here. Really, the way I mark up structure here is I either use my SR indicator, which I don't really use as much. If you want it to be automated for you, you can use that tool. But the way that I mark up structure is I really just look at the high lows basically. I look at the high lows, I see how much they've been tested, I see how they coincide with like how market is moving. Like for example, over here, I marked up structure right here at this higher high, higher low because price pushed up, retested, and then it pushed up from that point. So it kind of acted as an order block from here because price basically established a low and it pushed up very strong. There's about like four strong green candles right here, and it didn't retrace. So that's why I kind of marked that up there as a support. And you can see over here, retested it. Same with this resistance up here, price pushed up. It established this higher high, and we had four strong red candles here. There's no specific number to like what I count as, consider it a resistance or support, but you can see here, I just kind of see this from just eyeballing it. Price pushed up. Like for example, this wouldn't be a resistance because price pushed up, came down a little bit, came right back up, right? Right here, price pushed up, came down a little bit, came right back up. Right here, price pushed up, came down a little bit, retraced for the retest, and then came down lower. That's why I established this right here as a resistance. Resistance or order block, whatever you want to consider it. To me, it's just the same thing. It's structure. All right. So with that said, guys, I'm gonna clean this up right here. It is 7:47 right now, so we don't really have much here we don't have a lot of time. My cutoff for trading is 8 o'clock. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Even though I don't teach people in general like how I used to before, guys, I'm still here to help you guys out. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'm not the type of person who's gonna hide the ball from you because There's really no point. I've talked about this time and time again. Trading it just depends on how you approach the market. Um, and which you want to call certain terms and which you want to call certain things and structure and stuff like that. Everything kind of ties in to be the same thing in a sense. It's just, it depends on how you're interpreting the market. Like this right here, I see this as a range consolidation. Someone might be trading on the 5 minute. They might see this as something different. But I like the 1 minute here. The 1 minute helps with seeing things more clearly. Yeah, no problem, RH. And if you don't find the video that you're looking for in there, just ask me during these live sessions. I can just explain to you as well. But everything is pretty much covered. If you go to I think I have the course right here. Yeah, so you guys can see I've been putting a ton of educational stuff in here over the years. So all of them, the future stuff is like the current stuff right here that I'm using now. If you go back further, it has like all of my Forex stuff right here as well. The legacy course. And then from there, there's even more stuff down here with all the other tools. So I think I have like over like 1,000 hours of video here. And then if you ever want to go back and rewatch any of my previous live sessions, if you go to the YouTube channel, there's even more stuff there. I don't think anybody has more videos than me on YouTube, to be honest. Like live trading sessions, I don't think anybody has more live trading sessions than me. I've been live trading for about 8 years now, so let's see. I'm gonna go to it real quick. Yeah, here's the YouTube channel. I have over 2,000 live stream videos. So I have over 2,000 live trading sessions that date back to like, I don't know, 2020, 2018, around there. I don't think anybody online has more live trading sessions than me because I trade live every day. It didn't even like for the past basically 6 to 8 years, I've been trading live every single day, Monday through Friday. So I mean, you do the math, that's like more than 300 days times 6 times 8. It's a lot of live trading sessions. Like if you really want to learn how I trade and understand my trading process and the way that I interpret the market, you can literally just go back and rewatch any of my live sessions because it's all raw data. It's not edited. Everything is raw from how I mark up liquidity to how I mark up structure to how I identify entries, like my thought process with taking certain entries and not taking certain entries. Um, Everything's on there. We got some nice profits over here from Lila. So Lila killed it today. Nice work, Lila. Yeah, everybody did pretty good. It's been a while since a lot of you guys have posted profits all like this, and you guys did pretty great. So Lila over here locked in 1,545 for the day. Great work, Lila. Yeah, 1,545 and 20 cents. You're definitely not on those Section 3 profits today, Lila. You leveled up from there for sure. So, all right, guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm not really looking to take anything here so far because price is kind of far out. There's nothing here for me to take here anyways. It looks like price is trying to break out of this range, but it might just fake out and pull back into the range, right? Just like what happened down here. Price came down, faked out, pulled back into the range. Price pushed above over here, faked out, pulled back into the range. So we'll see what happens here. But again, if you guys are looking to take entries, I would mainly focus on buys here because the overall market structure is very bullish and the overall trend here is very bullish as well. You just want to make sure to be careful for the overextension because price is pretty overextended right now as we speak. This over here was a change of character, guys. So you can see over here, price was ranging. Price is now broken and closed above it. So price broke and closed above it, retested, and it's pushing up higher. So this here is now where I would personally start looking for some buys if I was still looking to take for some entries here. The only problem here is that we're getting close to 8 o'clock, so that's my cutoff. I don't think I have enough time to look for any more entries here at this point. But yeah, what I would see here, or what I'd look for is I would look for price to maybe retrace, break above, retest, and continue up higher from there. Ideally, that's what I'd be looking for. All right, so nothing here so far. 7:53. All right, guys, I'll be hanging out for like a few more moments. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to be wrapping this up pretty soon. Just not expecting much here at all. All right, guys, looks like I'm gonna wrap this up pretty soon. Let me see if there's anything else here for me to look at. It's about to be 8 o'clock. There's no need to force any trades here. You guys can see the volatility starting to slow down. This is typically what happens when you get closer to 8 o'clock. Looks like a lot of you guys here are already calling it a day anyway, so I think this would be a good time to call it. But again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. I'll probably be around for a bit, just kind of wrapping up stuff and sending stuff in. But if you guys want to continue trading, I would continue to look for buys here, guys. The overall market structure right here is very bullish. You can see over here on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour, and 4 hour, everything is very strong for bullish. Looking over here at the overall trend, the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, everything is above the pivots. Trend meters green, pivots are angling up. We have the same thing over here on the 30, 1 hour, and 4 hour as well. The only thing that you want to probably be careful for is that price has been pushing up for so long, right? The 1 hour over here is such a huge candle that at 8 o'clock you might get a retracement. So when this candle closes, you might get price to retrace back down to like maybe halfway before it continues back up higher. So that's something to be careful for because prices, I would consider at this point a bit overextended because price has been pushing up with little to no reversal or drawdown or retracement. Um, yeah, if we measure, so let's measure from like right here from this lower low. Price has pushed up almost 400 points. So it's due for a swing back at some point. So all right, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up for the day. Price here is coming back, retesting this resistance. We'll see if it stays above here. So if price stays above the resistance here, expect this to either establish a new range or a continuation up higher. Or if price breaks below, then expect this to be considered a fake out and price is just pulled back into this middle range right here. So I think that's it, guys. So, all right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, great day today. Everybody here did pretty good. If you guys have any more profits to send in, feel free to send them in on the Discord under Team Profits. And hopefully we have a continuation of this market structure and continuation of volatility for this week as we continue on for the second week of August. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live.